thought it was somebody else. Okay, let's welcome our amazing poet, another poet. Her name is Kyle, and she is from the area, but she's from New Mexico, but she has ancestors from Nuevo León, Mexico, and she is so ready to share her story through a poem. Please applause to Kyle.
I want to give you a little context before I begin my two poems I would like to share. When I was a teenager, I had a series of dreams of a quetzal bird who came and talked to me. From that experience, when I was down in Mexico, Guatemala, and I was down there, I began to talk to many of the people, Nahuatl people, and I began to understand a lot of what they were experiencing with the oppression, with the violence against them. I returned to United States, I returned back here, and I then translated a lot of these poems back and forth from Nahuatl to Spanish to English. What happened with pre-Columbian, we had what I name parade art. And what that means is that when we didn't have, cell phones, different like that. So what our people did is they would go from village to village and they would have a parade. And leading the parade were the poets who would tell the stories from that community, from that village. This first poem that again was given to me by the quetzal bird is a representation of that. Una cuantista, hoy di pueblo y San tanto verso y pasión, wishing to gladden my people with my stories. One day soon, I will be dead. No more will you see me. So the people who know my name, they will say, Ella está buena, ella era un cuentista. Yo soy Leticia, una cuentista. I will gladden your heart for just a little while. Again, and I want to ask those who, again, this could be a trigger poem. It's going to have violence in it, as well as death. And what happened when I was a teenager, I was down again in the Guatemala area. And because of all the massacres that were going on that time, we went down there to help and to save as many people as we could by having them come up here, and we brought them to the Native Nations to hide them. So we would go down there in vans, open up the van doors, and of course the women and children entered, and we brought them up here to save them. This story is a tribute to all the children of war. And again, I ask, it's a trigger poem. So if anyone is here and you need to translate for just a moment in Spanish, that it is about violence, and it's also about what happens to children of great violence. A tribute to all the children of war. It's gray outside. The gray stone fence leans to one side. Our house is over there. We can leave the house through the hole the bomb made 3 months ago. I rub my eyes, pull loose my hair, patch the blouse with material I found. I know the fighting will not end today or tomorrow. I must go to school. It's so important I go to school, says Mama, to learn the names of the fighters and hate the men who bomb our homes. School is so important. I write in brave black letters our homeland and sign the names of my family, my grandmother, my grandfather, my cousins, my aunts and uncles, and everyone in my classroom, because now I understand we are all brothers and sisters. We are the people fighting for our homeland, like the fighters whose names live and do not die. My brother walks me to school, except those days we hear of killing in our neighborhood. Then we mourn our lost fighters. I wear gray on those days. I never walk the streets at night or pick up toys found along the way. Because once I go to school late and the door was locked, I was frightened. I ran home to learn of schoolmates crippled by the explosions of bright new toys found along the way. Mama said, why must children learn such bravery? I returned to school, but I did not hear the lecture. Outside our window, laughed and shouted, military. Like the toys, the words exploded in my ears like the crippled children who ran no more. I ran outside and shouted back, as holy as the fighters I am. I wear gray every day now. Gray like the coffin passing a home, Mama says, like he is her own. I look up, the blue sky uncovers gray plains. I hear explosions, gray metal shreds, trees into piles. I smell fire and crackling electric lines pop like guns. Then a receding day turns gray with smoke and blood. I am 9 tomorrow. Soon my brother will not have to walk me to school. I think I will not go back to school. I have learned how to write in brave black letters our homeland. I will join the fighters whose names promise to bring back our people to our land. Did I tell you? My hair is black, and Mama says it is so beautiful when the light of the sun strikes it just right. She can see red and gold and orange. I must explain to Mama. I will fight to destroy the gray. I will fight to bring back our light to the sun upon our homeland, bare and beautiful like all the children of war.